Hi everybody, Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well, my friends. I hope the tears have dried. Mine haven't, but it's because it's hay fever. I promise you, it's hay fever. So I do apologise if blood is in the chat, if I keep rubbing my eyes. It's really bad today, last couple of days. Yesterday was bad, and obviously then I was blubbering like a baby with the whole Mark thing. I was in bits, like pre-match, because we was like going through all the videos and stuff, and I was already swelling up. Already welling up. Oh dear. Anyway, I hope everyone is safe and well. If you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a bloody good subscribe, give it a like, just for Mark Noble. There we go. If you don't give it a like, you don't like Mark Noble. What a send-off. I thought, really good send-off. I thought, some love. Obviously, we put the video packages, the light show. I think you really appreciated that. Obviously, having Ben there, doing the sort of, yin and yang from like 6 years ago, and then today. I've booked Ben in for Declan Rice's retirement in about 15 years' time, so that's okay. And it wasn't as rainy as last time. Do you remember at the last game at the Bowen? That's what Ben was saying afterwards. He was like, do you remember? It was like, because it was it was torrential rain that last game at the Bowen. Do you remember? And I said, I thought we were going to electrocute, the Cockney Rejects, because they were like obviously all amped up and stuff with all their guitars. But but it was a great day. Would have been nice to get a win, but a draw obviously secures European football. For the first time ever, we have qualified for Europe in back-to-back seasons. For the first time ever in our history, we've finished in a top 7 in the top division. For the first time ever in our Premier League history, we've scored in every Premier League home game. Looking back at the research, the last time we scored in every league game at home was in the 1980-81 season, but we was in the second division then, so you have to go back to 1926-27 season where we're in the top flight that we scored in every game. And the only other team to have done that in the Premier League this year is Liverpool. So there we go. So not too bad. I think Liverpool have scored in every game they've played this season apart from one. It was away to someone. So fair play to them. Right, let's get in the chat and then we'll do the highlights. We'll do the review, get your views, all that type of malarkey as well. Guten Tag to Pete. Bonjour. Oi. Buenos dias, indeed. From Mike, I've got to send you a thing. Honestly, I am so stacked at work at the moment. I need to just literally take a week off and I need to sort out Cross Hammers as well. I will get it out to you, I promise you. This summer, it'll be out. That's pretty much it is. How is it allowed for a ref to... Well, I think Gio on a Hammers chat, he said it was 12v12 because obviously he had all the fans behind the West Ham 11, very much so from kickoff, and the ref for Man City. Someone said he had Blue Moon as his ringtone, but I wasn't too sure. I presume that's because everyone has somewhere else to live. To be honest, at the beginning of the game, please tell me. I mean, I thought, yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to go back, Anton, you saw we did our match day mornings, and Anton drove past in his Boris bike and joined us, which was quite nice. I got to give him his little present from Trevor Sinclair, which he loved. But I mean, I thought, to be honest, I thought a draw would have been a cracking result for us. I was sort of, particularly considering how many they put past Wolves in the midweek, I thought not looking good. But Man City always have these type of games. I mean, we have not for a long time, not since probably Roger the Relegator, have we been turned over by City. We always play well against City. And they, to be honest, both sides could have won it, innit? Penalty save at the end from Fab. And, Mikhail could have scored maybe a better shot if he chose his right foot instead of the wrong foot on that shot over Emerson. Yeah. It was an end-to-end great game, wasn't it? It was a really exciting game. But even at 2-0, I just thought, yeah, I thought City were going to come out second half with a rocket up their arse, and they certainly did, to be fair. They are a quality side, but they're suspect in the back, and you can see the game plan for Moyes was literally, get that little pocket of space, because their fullbacks push up so far, and they haven't, obviously they got Laporte, but he had a slight injury as well, and Fernandinho, and so it was that sort of run from Bowen, and both goals obviously were fantastic in terms of beating the offside trap. Really need to have a good window. We might talk about that in a bit, actually. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it was hay fever. I've got hay fever. I've got this spray. Where's my spray? I might do it just before, because I see Ladders in the chat. She hates me playing my eyes. There you go. So apparently that stops it irritating. Don't know if it works. Gaza, Ludders, good evening, good afternoon, Luke Legend, hope you're well. Wonder how many of them walk around the pitch were. We'll talk about that actually in a bit. Let me style that, because I think that's interesting to talk about in a tick. But didn't feel it as much as when Bonzo was like 799, wasn't it? But for the modern day not modern day fit, no disrespect to yourself, Pete, but for me, that's the last time, that's the first time I've seen something like that happen in my lifetime. I mean, he moved to 5 in the all-time list, and actually Canning Townend's done a good job, because he's given, I was thinking about that, he's given, at the top 5, you've got, he's got Billy Bonds has got one of his paintings, Trevor Brookings got one of his paintings, and I don't think he wants Alvin yet, but Mark Noble's got one. So that's 3 out of 5, and one of them is Bobby Moore. So, no, it's not working. I'm still, sorry, others. So he's done well. Fantastic. He was, a sports club had commissioned him to do a Mark Noble print, a painting, not a print, my apologies to talk, to Len. It was a beautiful painting, and Len's going to be selling them on his website. Like, if you want to have a print of the same picture that Mark Noble's got, check it out. I think it's like 15 quid. Absolute bargain. Dave, what a day! I was welling up when he said his family. Yeah. Oh, that was the clincher, wasn't it? That was the line. Honestly, that got me. Got a lot of family, because he did have a lot of family. He had over 200 guests, I believe, at the game. So much so that what they did was we moved what was the press lounge. We moved that into this little box room. So we're all stuffed in this box room. And they converted the press lounge into the MN16 lounge, and they put all like black carpet, black sort of drapes and uplights and seats. So that's where they entertained all of Mark's guests, which was a lovely idea. It's a lovely thought. We all Scotch tea. Oh, dinner's brilliant. And I know there was loads of ex-players there. I saw Anton Ferdinand there, and various others. So I saw Al Berkovic. No one recognised him, but I recognised him. Can't see us being Brighton for the first time. But rules may be broken, my friend. If Bowen don't get into England's squad, Pete's face, go and do one indeed. Gary, I hope you're well, my friend. Good morning to you. What a send-off indeed. Game predicted at Desmond and didn't have a bet on it. Nah, shame. Right, let's go back up here. What we got? Gutted that I missed it all yesterday due to attending a christening. Oh, poor man. We'll talk about that as well in a bit, I think, to be honest. We'll talk about, in terms of outgoings, what a top guy. Yeah, and that's why I put the picture of Pep, because I thought, actually, I could have put a picture of Martin Noble crying, but we've seen a lot of them, but actually, that not only shows what a great, and as Jimmy said, he was class. He was absolutely class in doing that, and also the way he interacted with Antonio, sort of shoved him and then gave him a cuddle. But it shows the impact that Mark's had on the professional game, because I think Pep was the same. Pep was a one-man club at Barcelona, or pretty much most of his life was at Barcelona, and obviously they went back to manage them and had a great career doing that in the sort of second half of his career. But it was, you could see there was that mutual respect, and that picture and the way he spoke to him for like a couple of minutes, like literally off the pitch, just shows what a class. He's a class act, Pep. He really, really is. Sink, Cold War, Submerge and Blink. Okay, we'll do. I cried like that when Carlos Sanchez left, indeed. Pete, hope you're well, my friend. What we got here? Hope they pay. Probably not, Jimmy, let's be honest. Vishal, hope you're well. Everyone's talking to each other. Fair play, fair play, fair play. What should we talk about first? Should we do some play ratings? Maybe. Oh, that performance, I do believe we can go for and get 6. What an achievement it would have been. Deserved it. And as I said, Martin, as I said at the beginning, we've qualified. I mean, I appreciate even if it's some people turn their nose up to the conference, I don't at all, because I think Europe's Europe for us, and we've seen what a great time all the fans have had, and the conference ain't no muggy competition at all. I think next season's going to be a tougher Premier League, so to qualify for the Europa League next year, it's going to be harder. I think Newcastle are going to be, a stronger force. I think teams like Villa are going to be stronger force. Everton, I think, are going to invest if they sort of scrape in. So I think it's going to be tough. So, the conference is possibly the easiest way to get into the next, or to qualify for Europe the following season. And, this year, qualifying for Europe, it's the first time we've done that back-to-back in our history. First time we finished top 7 rather, in our history. In consecutive seasons, as I said, the first time, as I said, I had fun in the bath yesterday, going through all the seasons. Last time we scored in every home league game was in 1980-81 when we were in the second division. In terms of the last time we scored in every league game in the top division, 1926-27. There we go. And only Liverpool have done that this season as well, scored in every Premier League home game this year. There we go. Apparently, Pep don't surprise me. And what what did you see? And then Sully gave him like this massive Louis Vuitton bag. I don't understand. It must be an in joke or something like that. Are you worried that some of our so-called players we're looking at are being snapped up? Nope, not at all. Just miss out. West Ham was fantastic playing. Again, yeah, indeed. As always, cheers, mate. I do try. If we are to sign players in the window, we need to get in early. Yeah, no, definitely. And also, don't forget, we've got a shorter window this season. A short because we start the Premier League a couple of weeks earlier to accommodate for the World Cup, and I think that's going to make a big difference on some people as well. And obviously we'll do the ratings in a minute, but just looking at it, I mean, I put this together this morning. Obviously, we won't see Mark again in a West Ham shirt playing for the first team. It's been sort of announced via the BBC website that Yarmolenko is a goner, so to speak. Probably Fredericks might not be around next season. Masuaku, Randolph, David Martin, Alex Kral, obviously. So you've got sort of the best part of 7 there, who definitely probably won't be here next season. David Martin, I think, may come back as a goalkeeper coach by all accounts. And then in the maybes, I mean, we know that Leon were looking at Diop. Vlasic, maybe. I don't think Ben Rama's going to be shown the door because I think he's shown a lot. He's improved the last few games, definitely. And I mean, Lanzini, I can see. I mean, I think it was River Plate. We're looking at him potentially going back to Argentina. He's got a young kid, maybe going back home, so to speak. He's 29 now, so that could. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, also, I haven't put in the likes of Declan Rice. I haven't put in the likes of Jarrod Bowen here. But, that could be the best part of, say they all went, what's that, 8, 10 players you could be seeing the door for potentially. I don't think they'll sell Vlasic, so I think he'll be the. Every year we have like a sub player. So it was Bowen 2 seasons ago, last season. It was Ben Rama this season. It might be Vlasic next season. There's always someone he brings in who just does all that. So it'll be interesting to see what we do, man. But I just thought it was quite interesting because I thought, let's have a look and see who's going to be going. Because obviously we did know that Mark was going, and we know that Yarm was off and stuff like that. And so there's going to have to be a big rebuild job. There is. And I know Moyes, someone put on Twitter the other day, he did an interview saying, he's happy with this team. And the team he's probably happy with, but not the squad. And losing a lot of squad players. That's what they are. You look at all of them, maybe with the exception of Lanzini, if he does go. I mean, that's just me speculating. But then, a lot of these are squad players, isn't it? They're squad players, so it's about bringing in not necessarily like for like, but bringing guys that we can gel. And whether it's bringing up a couple of the under 23s, we know he likes Ashby. We obviously Sonny Perkins as well. He likes. So it'd be interesting to see what goes on. Could end up a revolving draw at the training ground, many in, many out. I totally agree. Russ PNG, it sounds like me. Papua New Guinea, Russ from Papua New Guinea. I could be, but at least 60. We were indeed, mate. All cheering for you, and I'm sure you were cheering from afar. Thank you for your services. I'm not if it sounds like I'm a Marine. Thank you for your service, sir. Never gets to the atmosphere you play. No, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Any idea when the Mark Noble documentary is being released for us to watch? I have no idea, Ken, but also I know that West Ham Clips is doing one as well. So you've got the official one, and then you'll probably get West Ham Clips' unofficial one, which I think is going to be good because I'm in it. Needs to improve the squad, but Moyes wants first team players catch 22. Indeed. What was the song that was played as the players were doing their lap of honour? We played quite a few songs. What one? I want to say what one. I was going to say tell me it, but you can't tell me with the song. We played, so after the game we played Kids Are United by Sham 69. Then I played Run to the Hills by what's the name? By Maiden. Then we played Bubbles. Then we played Twist and Shout. Then we played Sweet Caroline. Then we played West Ham United. West Ham United. That's from I'm pretty sure Jimmy will probably remember that song. West Ham United, flying bubbles everywhere. It's a great song. And then we played. I can't remember what else we played after that. Probably Hi Ho Silver Lining, I think. Then I played Chesney Hawk's One and Only. And then I just played loads of to get people out. Russ gets DJ with the only DJ, so I'm in a one-man competition. So there we go, fair enough. Noble's comebacks for some capacity, coaching. I don't think it'll be coaching. Mate. But I think it'll be. I think it'll be more of a like sort of director role. I really do like a director of, sporting director. Eventually. No, Russ, don't say that. Happy, I know, but I think so. You've never heard that West Ham United song? It's a brilliant song. I believe it was a B-side to Bubbles they released, I think, once. I think it's 1975. And on the B-side was West Ham United. West Ham United, West Ham United, here we are, we sing football is a name. No, football is our game, and West Ham is a name. Anyway, sorry. Before my time, really? Fair enough, Jim. Could Noble do a job as a scout? Definitely, because he knows. That's what I mean. That's why I could see him being that sort of sporting director role. But I think it takes time because he knows the DNA of the player. He knows the right player to suit West Ham because we're fans. We know the type of player as well, really. But it's the business side. He knows the football business, but he doesn't know the business of football. So I think it's about doing a couple of years, 18 months, couple of years with Rob Newman, understanding the negotiations and stuff, and then moving on. Thanks for the content. Shame we couldn't get on the win. Don't worry, mate. We've got loads of content. We've got, speaking of that, we've got Trevor Morley coming on on Wednesday night. Make sure you check that out. It's going to be a great night. Morley's top. I saw him yesterday at the game. He's like the Gary Lineker of Norwegian TV. And it's a live Q&A. So, you can ask, it's your show. So literally the questions you ask I put towards him, or as much as we can get in within reason. I'm not gonna slag him off for any slaggy questions, but you know what I mean, that type of thing. And so yeah, we've got loads of them coming up. Also next week we've got someone asked about if we're doing any appreciation nights again. We're doing one about Pop Robson next week, which is gonna be really good. Really looking forward to that. It was the B-side. See, told you. That West Ham, no, I don't think so. It's a bit celebratory, isn't it? Academy and overseeing the club in a general way for me. I think this series of the Academy, I think we've sort of got people there, a lot of West Ham players there, and a lot of very experienced people. But I think overseeing the club is definitely where Mark should be. Director of Barnet's, indeed. Not looking at the Man United, just need to do a job. Yeah, we need to do it and see what happens, man. Right, anyway, let's do the old ratings. So, as I said, these are my ratings. But I agree with them. Feel free. We'll start with Mr. Fabianski. So Fabs, where's me? And getting your things in the chat. Get what you think of a good score for Mr. Fabianski. Right, so Fab. A little bit flappy yesterday, wasn't it? A little bit flappy. I think there was. And I think actually it was the 15th minute he flapped because literally the 16th minute and everyone was, oh, sorry, Martin Noble. I think everyone forgot that little flap, to be honest. But I thought he couldn't be doing anything with deflection. Obviously, he couldn't do anything with the own goal. He made a good save out of I think it was Silva's shot in the second half, I want to say. And I mean that penalty save, in a weird way, could be a defining moment. In the Premier League. Could be, won't be, but it could have been. It was a great penalty save. And his distribution weren't bad actually yesterday. Wasn't, a few waywards, but not as many as usual. What we got in the chat, we have got 10 out of 10. 8, we got 7. 7 evens out of 7 after the penalty save. I agree. I've just given away. Well, I gave him a 7 anyway, just because I gave it away. Fabianski 5, 7s, 8s, 6. Great stopper. Paulik, come on in the box at fault for the own goal. I don't know. He could have. Craig Dawson could have scored an own goal in the first half. Really, he didn't even know what was going on. Really, 8 should be screaming at Soufal not to head the ball. Yeah, you're right. I know what you mean. But it was one of those bullet headers, almost like. Any sort of people of a certain age remember an own goal scored at Upton Park when for Coventry by Richard Shaw, which was very similar to that diving header, bullet header into the top corner. I'm sure people like Kent remember that own goal. Fantastic own goal. And 8 for James. Vieira would want to. That's what I think. Vieira will want to do one over United, surely. Particularly the last game at Palace's. It's home. It's the last game of the season at Palace. There's always there's gonna be weird results. It's the last game of the season, isn't it? But we have to get a result at Brighton first. That's half the job. If we get a result and then Man United get a result, fair enough. But if we get a result, don't get a result, and Man U don't get a result, then we look like the mugs. 9 for Fabs, he was screaming at Soufal. There we go. As Ian's always on, Darlington, a fan-owned national club. All the nations welcome, said Ian, so check out Darlington FC. And if you want to donate a couple of quid to a fantastic football club. Thought it was good. It was good. That was a good own goal. But I thought it was very good. But the Richard Shaw was fantastic. Let's go to Soufal. I mean, he looked absolutely distraught. Absolutely distraught with that goal. So I felt really sorry for him because he hasn't scored, has he, a goal? And he scores an absolute beauty of a header. But he just goes just a fucking net. But I mean, I thought he played okay. So Crystal Palace got going Thursday. They won the ones that got to play on Wednesday, Thursday. We've still got to play on Sunday. Let's have a look. Football fixtures Thursdays. Yeah, away to Everton. Could be a good one. Could be a good game. 3 very poor. 5 not his best. 6 bad game, struggling yesterday. 6 he was meh. 6 not the best, but considering the opposition, that's what I thought. Martin, a lot of these players weren't playing to their levels, but they're playing against arguably one of the best teams in the world. So yeah, 6 stayed in his line, never yelled. So if I was blocking the runner behind him, he was. 6 felt sorry. 5 Palace at Everton Thursday. Thank you, Russ PNG. 7 6. I gave him a 6. I totally agree. Someone said it was a bit meh, and he was a bit meh, but he was diabolical. Thought it was good. Unlucky with the own goal. Soufal made huge plays. Shut down the striker. Reminds me of Alan McKnight. Can see Palace doing us a favour, but don't see us getting in. That's the trouble, Arthur. I can see that happening. I can see Palace winning, and we don't. Then it's fair enough. As he had 7, as he had to worry. But Grealish, yeah. But it's just part and parcel of the role, isn't it? But I know what you mean. Right, let's move on. Let's talk about Mr. Craig Dawson. Where's my notes? I think he should have scored in the first half. I think he had a really good heading. Was it from a corner or free kick? He should have done better there. But that's only half his game. He almost gave away a free. He almost had the deflection in the first half, wasn't it? Which could have gone in. Unlucky to see the deflection carry, which then went to, in terms of Grealish's goal. But to be honest, I mean, he had several blocks, strong as an ox as always. Unlucky with the conceding the penalty, possibly a bit rash. I think. I think when he plays against, I think there's a certain level he can play at, like consistently well. I think when he gets to upper echelons, good word. So the Man Cities maybe. I think he stumbles a little bit. Whereas I think his partner was exceptional with those big. I mean, it's funny how it all works out. Let's see what we've got. We've got a 6, Sharky's 8, Ludders is 8, Dawson's 8, 6 for James, seemed off. Yeah, I know. Yep, 7, 7 Rash for the penalty, 6. Should have scored indeed. 8, 7, 8. Can't stand Jesus. No, I can't. But 45 to 50 million quid. That seems a good deal to me, doesn't it? Really does. Particularly when you see like someone like, no disrespect, but someone like Ollie Watkins, 50 million. I think I'd rather get Gabriel Jesus, 50 million. He's a really annoying player, isn't he? He keeps turning himself and it just puts all these people in knots. I like that. I gave him a 6. I thought he had an average game, nothing special, but he had an okay game. Let's talk about Zuma. Scott's gone with a 7. To start off with, I thought in the first half he was fantastic. There was 2 times against Jesus when he was phenomenal, I thought. And And he did so many. How many times in the second half when those balls were pinged in, he was the one because he knew it was him because everyone kept Zuma, Zuma, and he just gets on like heading. He was a man mountain. I thought on Sunday, and that's what I mean. These bigger games, someone like Zuma goes to another level. I think, whereas Craig, I don't think Craig can go to that level. No disrespect to Craig Dawson, but I mean he's only cost £2 million. This guy's cost £25 million, so you would imagine he's going to, his big time games is going to be there. But I thought he played really well. I thought he had a really good game. What we got? Kent's gone for a 9. Stewart's gone 7, 8 from Ludders, 8 from Sharkey. 6 gave away a clear penalty. He did, but no one saw it. That was good. As usual, an 8 and 8. Great character. Just simply Declan Rice, says Ram. Good to know. Great clearances, better than Dawson's dummy was. I should have had a first half pen. They should have, but he didn't go to VAR. And it's Man City. You thought everything's going to go to VAR. Even our penalties, they did check. Our penalties, our 2 goals, they proper checked them for offside. 8. I've gone with the consensus. I've gone for an 8 as well. I've agreed. Let's move on. Let's go to the man, the magic hat, Aaron Cresswell. Look, I thought he was a lot better than he has been. A lot better. Toby went for 8 for Zuma as well, and Ray went for an 8. 7. I think all the players worth compared to Man. We ain't done bad indeed. Now I thought Cresswell actually had a good game for Cresswell. He took a massive dip in confidence, I think, after that Frankfurt game. And that first the Norwich, he was okay, but I thought he was really, considering he kept Mahrez, I thought quite quiet. And so most of the good play was coming from their right hand side, or their left hand side, our right hand side. I thought he played quite well. He, considering he gets Mahrez didn't tear him a new one. I thought he was very professional, very old school in terms of just holding off, not diving in, which, that's the trouble with someone like Mahrez. You dive in and you make it look silly. I thought he played okay. Some good crosses as well. I thought he played quite well. Let's see what we have in the chat. 5 from Cresswell, from Pete. Sharky 7. Uday for 7. James 7. 6 from Russ. Less impact than normal. 8 out of 10 for the cat kicker. Where's Zuma? 6 as he wasn't exposed. 7 from James. Cresswell a good 7, says Jake. 7 says Martin. 7 says David. 6 says Toby. If you play against City as a fullback, you're going to notice you've done okay. Great point. 7, he was stretched for a ball and pulled up, but okay. Yeah, I thought because when they said that Johnson was coming on, I thought he was going to go for Cresswell, because you saw Cresswell looked a bit. It was like towards the end. I thought they were holding out for the point, and they might have taken him off, but they didn't. They took off. Was it 4 now? They took off. Yeah, 90th minute, worth it. Cresswell 5, thought they were going to his side because of his... No, they ended up going the other way, I thought. Need better left back to start next season. I think, we're going to talk about 5 o'clock Hammers headlines. We are talking about a guy from Fenerbahce who can play on both sides. And he's rapid. He's the new Ryan Fredericks. So there we go, check that out. Manu are so bad. Palace will be there. Jackson Joe. Mo Noble, a humble 5,000 out of 10 for yesterday. What, because he played 13 minutes, Jack? And I don't think you didn't cry yesterday. Did your dad cry? That's the question. But but Jack's dad has lived through the likes of Billy Bonds and Trevor Brooking and Alvin. Did he cry, Jack? Let me know. Ray 7, 6. Rate my profile out of 10. Lovely little picture. Mannion, is that Man City? He's in the Man City shirt. Anyway, we were both glassy-eyed. I've had to bring on my allergies thing just to prove, although to be honest, I'll be honest, last night I was in bed, actually just before you text, I was in bed, and for some reason, I don't know why, maybe I was trying to, like, gluttony to punishment, I thought I'd watch the YouTube thing of Mark's speech, and I started crying in bed. Oh, fucking man up, button. Anyway, it's not bad to cry. If you want to cry, have a cry. I gave Cresswell 7. Cresswell bought a house up north, maybe, but I don't think he will be. I mean, he's 32 now, so he will be after Sunday. after next Sunday, he'll be the longest servant of the club. I did watch the players talking about him, and it made me choke up. Didn't realise, didn't feel real that he's gone. No, you're totally right, man. And I thought also, I thought it was the ones with the expert. I thought it was lovely for because obviously put the video at the VT up with like they had Joe Cole, we had Teddy Sheringham, and then when Slav came up, it was really nice. Everyone was clapping, and that was really nice because I think people realised what he did. In terms of gave us that last season at the Bowling, really. And then bought a load of dross in the summer, got Cantore and stuff. But no, yeah, it was hello. Was it hello, Mark? Teddy boy here. And the best one was what was the one that made me? What was the one that I loved? Called him. Was it Joey called him Big Nose? See that Big Nose? Oh dear. And I thought it was quite good. We did come a long, long way together, but like the dialed down version. And then it went, I like to praise you like I should. And then we went to what was the track I did after that? Feel the love. Get to feel the love. Can you feel me too? I thought it was just right. Anyway, crime and revision. Pete, I'm not afraid to admit it. Not afraid to admit it. I had a tear in my eye. I was extremely choked up. The game, 18 years watching him. Lucky enough to be going to Brighton. Good luck to you, Kent. Just hay fever. It actually is hay fever today. But then I just had a little tear just popped back in my eye thinking about it. Rush, you should teach Amber. Amber who? But I could teach anyone to cry. Yeah, love that with Slav. So special. Gorko was a... But I liked Cantore when he was at Besiktas. Anyway, no sign of boogers. He just said something. Lovely tribute. Oh, it was. Our boy from Canning Town. Our boy from. I had to turn it right down like the bass because it was like our boy from Canning Town. Player state he's never heard of. No, you're totally right, mate. Anyway, let's move on. Declan Rice, baby. Step up, innit? He had to step up yesterday. He's been playing really well anyway. But he just like seemed so comfortable. I thought he played well. Not necessarily his most domineering game, but we were playing a team who had like 95. I don't know how much possession, but I don't know, 80% possession, something like that. But he was just dominant, and KDB really, considering he scored 4 goals in the week. I thought he was like, there was a couple of challenges where you could see he's like, I'm just going to go into him, but he won the ball fairly. But I thought he had a competent game. 7, 8, 8, 7, 7. Rice, of course, an 8, but he definitely seemed at the end he looked knackered, didn't he? I think he took a knock at the end. Rice 8, Rice 9. The trouble with Rice as well, same as Soucek. They haven't had any real like prolonged rest for about 2 years because they had the Euros and obviously the previous season it stopped in like July or whatever. So he's just been going like a machine. And even like in the summer, you got the internationals. You got a few internationals. Like, give the man a bloody break. 7s, 8 7s, Rolls Royce. Everything's so simple, and he can dig in. 8, amazing mature performance as he has been all season. 8, no rest. True that indeed. That's what I mean. He just, and same as Soucek, but even more so because obviously Rice got to the finals. But I think he's like 2.5 years. He hasn't had a proper holiday or anything like that. Anyway, I put him down for an 8. People put him 9, considering he took on one of the world's most. I think KDB was poor, but he always is. I don't like Kevin De Bruyne, right? And here's why I don't like Kevin De Bruyne. When we played behind closed doors, my floor manager told me, as he walked off the pitch, because I think we drew 1-1, didn't we? He went, no class here. So that's why I don't like him. Man's got no class. Got Euros. I know, that's what I mean. We've got the Euro League. I've got 2 or 3, and hopefully Jared's going to be in that as well. Pep and Mark, great moment. It is. That's what I think is. That was a beautiful moment, and it just shows how much class he's got. I think Pep Guardiola is one of the classiest managers, and also not just him. His interaction with Antonio, where he sort of shoved him because he ran these centre backs ragged. He was running around with the kids. He was. Did you see it? Yeah. He looked to right after the game. Yeah, good point. But he was beating about half a dozen 5-year-olds. Anyway, Tommy Soucek. Do you know what? He's had a few, and again, it's a similar way to what Toby said. If a defender is playing against probably one of the top sides in the world, and he goes unnoticed, he's played well, and I thought Soucek, he's had a couple of knockers. Obviously, he didn't play a couple of knockers. I've got a couple of knockers. But anyway, he's had a few knockers. And obviously I don't know if he was dropped or he was on the bench for the Norwich game. But I thought he had a good game. I thought he played well. I thought it was his best performance for months. He was everywhere. Was unlucky actually. Sometimes he sort of went up front, sort of moved to the more sort of attacking role, and the ball wasn't coming to him. But I thought he played really well. He shielded that back four well, made some vital tackles, and maybe because we're giving him a rest. A rest is as good as a change, as people say, isn't it? And he had a rest against Norwich. He's had 2 weeks out, in essence. I thought he played quite well. What we got here? Russ cried in bed because his wife told him off. She always tells me off. But I made sure it was a 2. It wasn't a 4:30 kickoff. I was literally checking every day, just checking it. Kevin De Bruyne, 7 best, upped his game yesterday. 7 was in for the fight. Soucek 8, 7, won some good aerial battles and was steady. What we got is 7. Agree with Russ. If he wasn't playing, we wouldn't get the point. I totally agree. Katie, but I don't like him. Udai says we sold or uses backup. Wow, 7. Good day, Darren. Damien, hope you're well, my friend. What's he sent me? What's he sending me? Okay, right, fair enough, Jack. My impression of why I hate Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, poor man's Ian. Yep, Ian Bishop. I just have. If Spurs want Soucek, I'd sell. Yeah, probably 40 million. 40 million. If we can getting someone like James Ward-Prowse. 7.5, no half points in this game. Sorry, Ray. So I put him down for 7. I thought he played well. I thought he played really well. Or as good as he has played. A lot better than he's played before. That's what I do with Flo. That's what me and Flo. If Flo's like being really out of order, Flo just and she'll go and like we'll pretend we're like cats. Wife doesn't have a clue what's going on. Diaz, no, I don't like Diaz. I think he had he went for a real purple patch and then he stopped scoring. It seemed. I think he'll go to. Seville. 40 million is okay, but not those dirty bastards. Let's buy. Oh, could you imagine? God dear. Oh, no, thank you. We need someone with Soucek's work rate though. Yeah, but I think you could work around it. I think JWP would be great, and I think the work rate, you could share the work rate around a little bit. I think Calvin Phillips is a bit near. I don't think it'll work. And I think I'd rather someone else buy Calvin Phillips because it means they don't buy Declan Rice. Do you know what I mean? So if he goes to City, he goes Man United. Well, Man United's Leeds, but if he went, it would stop it. See, exactly. And everyone told us we should buy him. And I was like, why are you buying this person who's had a purple patch? Literally had a purple patch in the Championship. I'd rather you go and buy someone like Keane Lewis Potter or anything like that. I don't think, because I think, if anything, it gives Jack some great content for Snack Wars. And I'm gutted that Alex Crowley's leaving because he was brilliant. It was absolutely fantastic. You haven't seen it, go and watch Jack's Snack Wars on the official West Ham YouTube channel. It is brilliant with Soufal, who just doesn't talk to Jack. He's too busy eating all the dinner. You got Soucek, who everything's wrong. Like this is wrong, and Kral, who's just brilliant. He's absolutely deadpan, and there's just one that had dessert, and Soucek's is really nice, and Kral's is always a bit like meh, and he just goes permanent loan spell, and it's so true. Yep, I like him. Brozier has done nothing since the cup game. You're totally right, but he hasn't. Yeah, Adebayo from Luton, if they don't go up. Bowen and Johnson is brilliant as well. They are fantastic. Would love to partner Rice. I think it'd be great. Could you imagine for the... And because then you've got a left-hander in terms of Cresswell, and you've got a right footer rather, for JWP in terms of the box. Anyway, let's move on. Feel sorry for the chef. London's has seen it as well. Yeah, it was very, very funny. Fornals, the fornicator, L Bowling, L Cockney. I like El Bowling. I think El Bowling's quite good. Do you know what? I love him. He made a really in that Mark Noble thing. He said like, when my kid is older, I will tell them that I played with Mark Noble. Oh, what you did to me, Paolo? Oh, Pablo. I thought he was. Do you know what I like about him? Right, he's not the best player in the world. He isn't the best player in the world. He loses the ball quite often. So does Ben Rama, and I dig Ben Rama if he loses the ball. Fornals loses the ball quite a bit. He does, but he don't stop. He does not stop. He keeps going. He's the Duracell bunny, and he's got great vision. I mean, a great pass for Bowen's opener. That's what I mean. And then he just produces something like that, and he just grafts. He does graft. He's not the best player on the pitch at all, but he grafts, and we don't. And we as West Ham fans, that's all we want with our players. They keep trying. His head never goes down. It never goes down when he, and he's a really useful squad player, I think, and he's gonna hopefully develop it as he keeps getting used to the game and stuff like that, because it's a different game. Cresswell's got loads of gas and chickle. Fair enough. 4 now, 7, 6, 6, 7. Mainly for that pass to Bowen. 6, not the races. 5, felt he didn't hold possession well, but fought hard. 6 from Pecads, shielded the ball, the defence. Great pass at least. Yet 7, I love Paolo. I hope he stays for us forever. 4 now still has time to improve. Jimmy, you're totally right, man. You're totally right. He has plenty of time to improve, but he's got the willingness to improve. Do you know what I mean? Some players come in, you think, well, you've got to improve that, and they don't want to improve. Like the whole thing with Haller, he just nope. It's like Flo. If I say, do you want to eat this vegetable? Nope. So he wouldn't even try it. Whereas Fornals is like, I'll have a go and see what happens. Pete, take care, man. 6. Was looked at. Was it looked at? It was looked at. Well, they didn't give it then. Most be annoyed to live with. Never stops that bloke. 6, 8. He wanted honey. He wanted more honey at the brand of honey for next season. Yeah. I mean, you're right. Him and Fabianski. Pellegrini booked Fabianski in, did he? 8, 7. Lanzini needs to up there. I think Lanzini might not be in next season anyway. Do you eat veg? Chips are veg, are they? There we go. Right, anyway, so I've gone with a 7, same as Russ PNG. Do you think Ben Johnson next season? I think so. I think he replaces. I think Ben Johnson's the person. Or this other guy I speak about today, who's got a great name. Lanzini, I thought was kept quite quiet yesterday. Obviously, he was replaced for Nobes. 77 minutes. I thought he was quite quiet. Didn't have his best game. I thought it was nullified a little bit, particularly because we didn't have so much possession. So he didn't even get a lot of possession because we didn't have the ball, and that's his main thing, really. As I said, I think he's one of several. I think who may go. Maybe, if rumours are to be believed, River Plate back home. Wouldn't begrudge him. And also, he's walking around. How is his kid? He's had his little baby there. His little baby was like Soundo, and it was like 60,000 people. The music blaring, fireworks and whatnot, and his baby was still asleep. And like Masuaki and stuff were like pissing themselves. I don't know how that's possible. I think he could be one. I reckon he possibly, if the money's right. I think he's entering his last year's contract. I think, but anyway. What we got here? 7. Afternoon Green, I hope you're all my friends. 6, looks a liability in defending. I'm interested by this thing. We'll get there in a minute. Someone makes him puke. I don't know what that's about, but anyway, I think was already done. Russ Pellegrini might have, maybe 6, 7, 5, 6, 6, 6. So sixes and fives. I've gone with, what have I gone? 7. I like him to stay. Is either integral or anonymous. I agree. Russ. Not sure. Yeah, you're totally right. I put him for a 6. Played all right. Bowen. Let's talk about Jarrod Bowen. Let's spend some time talking about Jarrod Bowen. The man's on fire. They should write a song about that, actually. Jarrod Bowen's on fire at the moment. I thought he was phenomenal yesterday. I thought we played the perfect game for Jarrod Bowen. You know, he found that perfect little pocket of space behind Zinchenko, because their fullbacks push right up, don't they? They're almost auxiliary midfielders. And so actually they only played up 2 or 3 across the back, really. And I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, scored 12 Premier League goals now. That's the most in a haul since Marlon Harewood got 14, I think, in the 05-06 season. I mean, both clinical finishes. And that's something we haven't said about Bowen, I think. He hasn't been a clinical finisher. But yesterday, both were clinical finishing. Particularly, and also the first goal. The first goal, he never looked up at the goal. He took out, you watch the replay, so he takes on Edison, beats Edison, goes past him, and doesn't even look and puts into the goal. Absolutely, I thought it was awesome. He was awesome. A constant threat in the side for City. And if he's not in the England squad for the next round in friendly internationals, I'll be mental. And we'll talk about Jarrod Bowen actually at 5 o'clock in Hammer's headlines about his contract status. Let's put what we got here. 9 would be 10 for not getting his hat-trick. And actually, that's a good point. In the second half, he could have got a hat-trick, but he could have squared it. I think he had a better shot. Easy 10, 9, man of the match, 9, 10, 9, 10, 10, 9, 10. 9 was awesome. Would have been a 10 if he scored a hat-trick. What we got here, 10, 10, 9. Duracell Bunny 9, best inverted winger in the country, must be in the England squad. I worry about keeping him. The goals never move. Anyway, keeping him. I think we'll keep him. The thing is, because of the World Cup, and he's on the verge. He's on the verge of the World Cup squad. So I think for him moving would be a huge mistake. If he moved to Liverpool, he might not get in the first team, and he might not get first team football. Maybe that's why I think a lot of the big English players, I can't see them moving unless the team goes down in the summer, because they've only got a few months to establish themselves in the new team for the World Cup. Anyway, that's what I think. So I've gone with a 9 man of the match. 9 man of the match. As I said, 10 would have been a 10 if it was a hat trick. Has to be. Right, I've got some. See you later, mate. Take care. The Ren left centre back. Is that Nayouf agreed? Moroccan international, because we spoke about him. I think he's a good shout, and he was the one that Moyes wanted. It was either him or Zuma by all accounts, and he went with Zuma, and now he wants to come back in for him, and them as a pairing. Whew, lovely. Right, it's the last one, Antonio. Do you know what? And again, I think someone puts, can't remember, it might be James or someone puts in random score here throughout. Depends when you sort of look at the game. I think Antonio had his most physical, dominating game since that time we played, was it Wolves, where he sort of was bouncing them off him. I thought he played, I thought he had a good game. I thought he did for his standards. Now, obviously, he should have scored. I think he should have, when he was through and gone in the second half, and he sort of hit it on his wrong foot. He gave Fernandinho, considering Fernandinho, he's a bit of a tough bloke. He made him look like a little boy. Honestly, whenever he got the chance, he ran into space. If he was like barging into, Fernandinho was like being pushed aside. And I thought he played really well. Obviously set up Bowen's second goal. But obviously could have easily scored the third for himself. I thought he played okay. I thought he played as good a game I've seen him play for a long time. That's it. Into random number 8-9 today. There we go. Well played. That's a good shout, Russ. Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's for a lot of players the same. Antonio 8, -4 out of position, slow tracking back, poor touch, dived all game. I think he was unlucky. I think the ref didn't give him a lot, but the ref didn't give us a lot as well. I agree with some of those points. Antonio 7 would have had a hat trick if Antonio looked up instead of chipping. Well, yeah, but I think Antonio would have got a goal if Bowen hadn't gone for the shot and squared it. I think he was pretty safe. 7, 6 looked tired. I think he always looks tired. He's a big lad. So he gets it tighter quicker than others. He just naturally does. Can't stand Antonio now. Feels he has to dive. Maybe because he's not getting nothing. Maybe he's exaggerating his fall a little bit because of that. Antonio 8. What we got here? 8 didn't score, but immense contribution despite the ref. Antonio needs to be taken off striking duty. You're totally right. Gets an 8, worked hard, but got an assist. But should have laid the ball to Fornals for tapping. He did have a bad night. You're totally right. 7s, 7 for Tim. 18 goals, 22 million. Can't argue with that. Certainly can't, my friend. 6, 7. He put fear into. Oh, he did. Oh, he really, really did. Antonio 8. Ref ignored Antonio because on some of them the City never touched him. Well, I think like for light, I think they didn't do the same as well. 6. We know he's not a striker. Would he? I think eventually he's going to be used in a similar capacity to how Wolves used Traore as an impact sub, because you bring him on with 20 minutes to go, throw him on the wing, and just the poor fullback will be shitting themselves. Right, what we got here, if we got a world class, would be the best super sub. I totally agree. I think for me, I said this season, if we had a striker, we'd have been Champions League. Without a doubt. How many times have we lost games because we haven't put it in the onion bag? But there he is. 8. Gary's in. All right, Gary, nice to see you, man. 7 for Antonio. But he terrified him. What did I give him? I gave him a 7 as well. Like-minded. So obviously I didn't bother giving like Mark or Ben or Yarmolenko any marks because, what can you do? 13 minutes Mark was on. I mean, he said he wasn't bothered about coming on, but I think he always was going to come on. Do you know what I mean? If I was Ake, I'd leave City not played. Yeah, exactly. I thought they'd have played Ake, and I thought they'd have played Laporte. But I think Ake's got an ankle injury as well. 7, he did work hard, opened up fences, but the finish could do better. As always with Antonio. Do you think a chance of get? I mean, and not 15, but I think it's like 50 million in it. If you had £50 million, would you rather buy Gabriel Jesus or Ollie Watkins on current form? I personally, not in potential, on current form, I would buy Jesus. I think he's really strong. I think he's not strong as in a strong as an ox, but I think he's a really strong, forward, and he's just fucking annoying. He's a really annoying player, and I'd love that to come on. Anyway. So, Moyes should have bought on Okaflex instead of Yarma. Maybe, but Yarma was going to leave. I think that was... I know he doesn't give sentimental things, but I think that was a sentimental one. It was 90th minute, Jesus doesn't score. But even as Watkins, this season, how many goals has Ollie Watkins got this season? Last season, he did all right. But this season, how many has he got? Players. Let's put in Ollie Watkins and see how many goals he got. Ollie Watkins this season has scored... Ignore what I said. He scored 14 goals this season. Anyway, he scored 11 the previous season. Anyway, Russ knows nothing. Should have got a 10. Made the day for me. Yeah, it was a very special day, wasn't it? Very, very special. I know lately he has, but at the beginning of the season he wasn't scoring a lot, was he? So anyway, just ignore me. Wasn't happy with our delivery. I'm with you, JP. Oh, could you imagine, mate? How many times he said, though? He said about specifically like the delivery. It was like, was it the Frankfurt game? He said it was our worst, like, crossing for 2 years or something like that. Crazy. Anyway, ladies and gents, I'm off ski. Got to do some work now. As I said, if you're around on Wednesday night 9 p.m. at UK time, we've got Trevor Morley on the show doing a live Q&A. That'll be fun. He's a good lad, Trev. I love him, and he's an open book. He don't care what you ask. I do, but he don't. So make sure you have some really good questions. That'll be on about 9 o'clock on Wednesday. Next week we've got another appreciation night. We should have another X-Hammer on next week as well, but I'm just waiting to confirm who that will be. We've got loads of people lined up waiting to see us, which is lovely. As I said, if you're new, Andy, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a like for Mark Noble. There we go. And I'll be back very, very soon. If you want to become a channel member, hit the button. We'll be doing some draws. I'm going to redraw because the Lux hasn't got back to us, so I'm going to redraw for the signed shirt very, very shortly. Probably later on in the week, maybe on the Wednesday with Trevor Morley. Maybe we'll do that. So you've got a couple of days. If you want to become a channel member, feel free, hit the button there, and you automatically get entered into the prize draw. We do them every month, so we've signed, and I've got to send my your countdown is signed Keith Robson program, but we've got loads of signed stuff, some signed stuff from Cotti and Machiavelli, signed stuff from Julian and Waldy and Stuart Slater and Matt Jarvis and loads of cool stuff. So, and what I like to do is at the end of each of my shows, I like to thank all my guests personally. Let's see, last few, can we score Moisey 10 for the season? Not a 10 for me. I think sometimes a good 8. I think it's room for improvement, let's be honest. 10 would be we've won everything. Thanks, Russ. I've got on you massive lot. Big boy, big boy, what's your name? Why didn't Moy say thanks to the I think because he wanted to. It was all about Mark, to be honest, more I think. Do you have any information on the budget? Not really, not the same as everyone else. I mean, I was reading an article the other day about, I think there's at least 100 million, at least 100 million. That's what the board say, and that's what they've been told. And they're hoping Danny Kay, who's going to knock it up to put another 50 or so in, but we'll wait and see. We don't know really, do we? We don't know. You're still crying for that. Yeah, it is. Let's see. Allergies. See, I told you, look. Got my allergy eye mist. Anyway. Take care, everyone. Thanks, Russ and Russ, indeed. Take care, everyone. I feel like I've lost the family members there. I know, it's awful, isn't it? It's awful. Anyway, so take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Stay lucky, stay cheeky, stay positive. We've got Hammer's Headlines coming up at 5 o'clock. Make sure you check that out. And we'll be back chatting to you guys tomorrow in some disguise. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Ciao for now, my friends. Bye.
It's like a family tree, part of you and